Welcome everyone to Beckon Development Weekly Stream episode 197. How is everyone doing? What's up, Collision Bomb? Yeah, saying hi to you guys as y'all roll in as usual. Joseph Catapoto, what's up, brother? Good Joe, hello. Guys, go over and check out. Oh, hold up. You guys go over and check out his stream, his channel over there on YouTube. It's a it's fun stuff, a lot of cool art stuff. So yeah. What's up, everyone? So yeah, last night we were doing our mine and Dwight's new show. How's it hanging? And yeah, there's a lot of you guys there. We were having fun watching funny videos and totally threw caution to the wind, forgot about copyright stuff, so it got yanked like 45 minutes into the stream. So got an email. It's like, that's why. Apparently they say as long as you keep as long as you kind of stay live and all that comes off the screen, the stream will jump back on. So next time, if it happens, which it shouldn't, but if it happens again, we'll just kind of hold through the storm and wait for it to kind of re-engage. But anyway, that's what happened. So next week, next Thursday, at 8 p.m. Eastern is when me and Dwight will be doing that show. It's just like a chill hang. I'm drawing stupid cartoons, which, by the way, I guess for some of you guys who kind of been missing that, because this has been confusing. I get that. It's been very confusing. I've been drawing a splash page basically during the new show. We're going to take a bunch of the little inside jokes that we've had along the way. So Dwight does a really killer impression of this character. So you watched me freehand that while talking to Dwight. And then we're putting Noah's Rocky Sylvester Stallone in there, but I wanted to do the brisk commercial version. So the whole idea is as the show kind of goes, we're gonna kind of fill all of this green, double dare gack ooze slime with inside joke cartoons. It's been fun. So anyway, you guys got any jokes or fun, ideas? That's what we'll be doing on Thursdays. But for now, I did get that last page that we've been working on. I did get that finished. I guess I could kind of show that one. And then I actually had, if you ever have been with us for a minute, you remember me in this phase where I was trying to get all the characters done. And then I said, I'll roll back and do all the backgrounds. Well, that happened, and I'm pulling up one of these. Well, it happened for a few pages. So I pulled out one of these pages that had the characters done and just started going ham. And I'm about finished with the page. You guys are about to see it in a second. But I want to show you guys the page that we just finished. Again, I would be doing. I have been keeping up with color corrections and stuff, matching pages to pages, but I will be going back through a lot of this stuff before going to print. But yeah, we got that page done. We got the floors in, everything's highlighted. We got special effects in. Yeah. So all turned out great. Super happy with that. But as well, I'm back to fully rested. Oh yeah, hold on. This is the page that we're on to today that I'm getting close to being finished with. I got a few things to do, like the Christmas lights loading cowls to add to these two figures. I got to add the crystals and start getting this frame more finished. And then this one, I basically spent all day today and yesterday getting all the denethite drawn in there and put in place. So it looks flat right now. There's actual color planes there, but I want to get them highlighted, like with my light treatment, light layer, before I start messing with them too much. Here's an example. I grabbed one of its main layers, and I can just start popping out certain segments are all chunked up. So yeah, it's been fun. So once I get all that highlighted, then I'll start going into those base color layers and start bringing out the volumes to get the convergent distance, the haze. Still got the floor to do, and you guys remember that from my last episode last week. Doing a bunch of floors, but I started doing this area, and there's this page that we already got done, which is this one, where let's get rid of that. So Tepestro steps through this loading gate before going into the Denethite chamber. These are all the Guardian class load-ins, so they've got this, tealish blue to them, which is very similar to a main load-in that's this book is kind of surrounding behind the creation of what it is. Of how it comes to be, not necessarily full understanding of what it is, but introducing some things. But yeah, you can see the fractal, the Shadrach lattice fractal kind of glinting, as a barrier shield, but it's all put forth with this gate. So anyway, I am this panel that we're working on is Tepestro's running back out of the chamber, so I've got to draw the flip side of that gate. So I'll be having that pulled off to the side over here and using that as a little bit of reference for what's going on in here. Yeah. So that was the other thing. The other part of the reference is this top panel shows the background of the hallway of the entrance into their it's kind of like a chapel, but it's not really a religious thing. It's like their library or their study or their college or their, it's all based within the load-in technology, exploration, magic stuff that the kingdom kind of utilizes and builds everything, as you can see. So yeah, so I'll be using that as background reference for this little pocket here. It's a hallway that kind of curves off to the side, and it's got these archways. So yeah, right before the show, I was trying to jump in and start snagging this, and I was like, oh, maybe we'll be doing that, I guess. So I got to remember there's columns right in the center, and these things arc. I think there's an arc actually, because my construction doesn't make a lot of sense sometimes. It does, but I just don't remember what I did. So yeah, next level destruction. Dang. Yeah. Nah, it's been fun, having fun. I remember, I think one of the last panels I sent Joe was that one where panels being destroyed in the corner. So I still think I didn't push it as much as I could, but I think it's just enough where it's like I'm not, overdoing it. It's enough to be noticed. But yeah, so yeah. Other things going on. Oh yeah. So I went back into the book because I started noticing something. Faces have been like in the ether, at least in my psyche, here recently since the Bancroft fan art contest. I think that's just because I think I lost the mark on likeness quite a lot, even though I have the book right there. I read it 4 different times. I looked at them, I cross-referenced, and somehow they looked okay to me when they were in black and white, but then I put color and it felt like they changed a lot. So I looked into a lot of these later pages that I've been working on, or more recent pages I've been working on, and seeing that my style has kind of honed in. There's assuredness to their faces and the emotions that I'm illustrating. So I went back because I noticed in a lot of the earlier pages, like nostrils were different shapes and set different areas. Like I had to go back and actually went through and updated a lot of that. I had a page that had one of the Christmas light load-in cowls not in the frame or not in the image when it should have been because of what it references. So went back, added all that, and this other idea that I got going, I think I was telling you guys about it. I'm worried about if the load-ins are different colors, it's not necessarily too important for everyone to get it because the script kind of says what a guardian load-in is, kind like who's at least wearing one. It doesn't say what it is. So not yet anyway. It kind of implies that, oh, the guardian load-in's being used, so he must be like thinking, protecting me somehow. But anyway, that's usually color coded. So how does the black and white, version come off? So I have this idea with the glow effect of each of the load-ins. Now on that, I don't know if that means I know what it means, but it sounds like it's way too much. But the effect should be so subtle that it kind of blends in with stuff, unless you're actually like intent on looking, and then you can kind of see and identify it a different way other than color. So real interested in get that landed in before we get to print. Yeah, I'll have to kind of go through every panel that has these crystals, glowing in them. If I'm going to do that, I think I want to, I need to, I'm thinking about it. I think it'll help readability. I just don't want it to be overpowering, because you see already I've got, the glows themselves already have to be tamped down with a universal color. It's a tint, more or less. So if I take that tint off, I'll show you. Let's see. Let's go. Yeah, if I turn the tint off, see how much more like saturated they are. So go into their glows and kind of tint them with the actual lighting, kind of gets them to blend a little bit more with, the color schemes that I got going. But yeah, that's one thing. But so thinking along those lines and going back into certain pages, I'll show you guys this one. You all remember this page on the campaign? I ended up going back and adding a detail, and I wanted to add a few more, but then I had to just like bite the reins and just keep going. I can't do unnecessary, and it is unnecessary. It's just kind of being fancy. This one I felt was necessary for what I want to do. So you all remember this page? I went in and had to adjust some facial stuff here, some facial stuff here. I've got some very faint glyphs of the Tulabanya emblem, and it's them recognizing and putting into a shape the actual glinting Shadrach lattice. And glinting is when they can actually see it. So you'll see me use that effect a lot in just plain atmosphere. Like, why is it all swirly? Well, because the load-ins and the way the world is working, there's this effect, like a phenomena, like the aurora borealis, where every now and then that Shadrach lattice is visible, and they call it glinting. But I added the load-in spectrum. So each load-in crystal has it's color coded, of course, but I've now assigned them music notes based on the harmonic scale, the Wheel of Fifths or the Camelot wheel. That allowed me to break down every load-in in every level of it. So a combustive load-in has 5 levels. But within a certain harmonic note, each of those levels are a different different note that causes the harmonic to complete itself. So charted all that down, got each load-in assigned with a note and a harmonic. And so I've got the graphic. I went ahead and put this in there, and I'm thinking if I can double check it with my music major buddy, I'll see what I'll see about putting that chart in the back of the book, as well as what we have planned, for the map and the star chart. Just more stuff that kind of deepens all that lore stuff. So, but yeah, it's been fun. Been fun doing some recap, trying to keep continuity going. and then just dropping back into this thing. So let's see. Yeah. All right. So how you guys doing? That was enough. It was a good intro, rambling. Yeah. All right, back into it. So I'm trying to. I was going to be going over here because I got my reference. I got a couple places my eyeballs looking. I can do floors, but you all saw me do that. I'm going to be freehanding this hallway, and I can already see my pillars aren't entirely parallel. There is a height perspective, but whatever. There's that. There's the detail in the floors here. So the close-up of the fingers, there'll be a shadow cast on there, and then just the detail of the textures. I've got all my placement for stuff here, but there's obviously some roughage stuff that I got to even up and clean up a little bit and get the details there. There's also Sarfagan's beard cap or whatever it is that I need to get put in there, and the beard all set up. I've got the back of the cloak to finish. I got some stuff. So I've got some work to do. Of course, you all see all that stuff. But yeah, I'm going to run into here. And as usual, I go back in and start highlighting everything afterwards. So after everything is built, then I do the lighting on top. All right. Yeah, so it looks like everybody, like I was running around some streams a little minute ago, so it looks like some cray stuff going down. All right, do I get my art backwards? I do. It's right here. It's not the right art. Weirdly enough, I've got it curving off as if there is another hallway off to the side, to the left over there. So this would be interesting. Let's see if I can make this work. If not, I'll do some force perspective. Let's see if I pull that. No, still do it's the wrong arc. I gotta go vertical flip. And then have fun with this. So yeah. I was pretty happy to find out we didn't like violate any like major terms last night. It was just you played too many copyrighted videos, so it happens. You can see how that perspective looks all kind of janky now because of that. So I'm looking into my I do. I have a hallway going. Okay. So that would be going off that way. So grab that line. Get rid of that. What's happening? Cheese and rice. There we go. All right. I want to kind of keep those there because they'll be guidelines. But there's a wall behind there. Y'all see where I'll go in a second. Like I said, they're not exactly parallel. I know at the same time, it's like, yeah, but you said it's very natural. It doesn't have to be perfectly parallel. No, but when it's this far away, you're trying to simplify stuff, those deviations from a distance end up kind of sharpening up because you can't see the small details unless you're the Sentinel. Does anyone remember that TV show, The Sentinel? It's one of those crime TV shows where the main guy is like some Navy SEAL with superpowers. I forget who played it. My arcs might also be slightly misshapen at their crests, so we will just try to concentrate on getting the uniformity of the decline of the perspective, and then I'll come in and try to unanimously deal with the arc. if this was traditional, it'd be a good eraser, like even a good technique there is just to go ahead and like finish out mapping out your gradation of perspective and then go in and get the same treatment to each one. It's the one thing about architecture, repetition. Cars and vehicles are fun because they kind of have only a few of those dynamic main shapes and they hold most of the form. I'm sure Joe would be going nuts right now. No, they're not. There's so much variation. I know. You know, it'd be crazy. I know Collision knows cars too, so. But architecture, like a cathedral, you get like all the flying buttresses, all your angles, and if you know the rules of perspective, shouldn't be too hard for you to get all your perspectives right. I remember doing those in high school. Joe probably remembers Mike doing them, or me. I don't remember. I think there was another kid in my class who was like a wizard at the Etch a Sketches. So he wanted to do architecture, but he had fun doing it with the Etch a Sketch, which was pretty cool. I've never seen anyone use an Etch a Sketch like that. He's a fitness guy now, I believe. J-Rod. So, yeah. The harmonic stuff was actually pretty cool. So the idea there is that that the load-ins themselves, I mean, they are frequency harmonic. The whole idea of the magic system is that you concentrate on the load-in that you have in hand, and concentrating on that you match your brain waves with its frequency. So it'll start ringing in a tone. You know, you got the new agey stuff, the Om in meditation philosophies or practices. Kind of the same concept. You're kind of just harmonizing all the frequencies, and because these load-ins are connected to this matrix, or not matrix, but a lattice. If you are interested in, every time I say that, it's not lettuce, it's lattice. It's a quantum physics kind of game exercise called sphere stacking, is where it kind of where this concept or theory, I believe, originates from. But it's if molecules are simulating into form by cosmic vibration or resonance, then what forms are? How would you stack a stack of oranges more efficiently? To bring more mass and less empty space. And again, a stack of oranges at the grocery store is the best, example of what this is. But so on the level of all the subatomic particles that we've mapped so far, they've been able, a group of scientists have been able to map it to what's called an E8 lattice. And it's a grid shape or a lattice shape, but it's 8th dimensional in its nature. So how do you depict it or see it is it's called just projection math. I think I've showed you guys a little bit of that before. Here in this blank space, okay, up here, up in here in this area, I'm going to do this because it's kind of neat. So in a planar dimension, you'll have one axis of dimension. Let me just get it straight. You have your one axis of dimension, then you'll have your cross section, and of your axis, up and down, left and right, and then your forward and back. Okay, so those are your 3 dimensions. So you would be plotting points. This shape itself, let me see if I can just eyeball this. The shape itself, you can plot the points. There's like 4 of them off this way. I'm doing this off of like mental memory of how it broke down. And imagine all these, points are equidistant. So even though I'm like drawing them independently, it was an easier way of doing that. There is a way of projecting that. So if I just plot this point, this point, this point, and this point, that's just 2 dimensions running on this and this line, right? We've learned how to plot points in high school. So once you start plotting other dimensions in there, so, imagine that wireframe so we could see through and see all the other points. You're bringing this into a 3rd dimension, but then you're going to be able to project up isn't necessarily efficient or possible because you have to make up more space. It's kind of like upscaling a PNG or a JPEG image. When you scale up, the computer has to kind of take a estimated guess, and so that's why it pixelates or it gets fudgy. But you can always project down without losing information. So going up a dimension is loss of or you have to make up or predict information, which apparently mathematically you can't, but you can project down. So somewhere within the multi-dimensional situations, this one point here, this one corner of the cube is represented in higher dimensions. So you take this 8th dimensional lattice or the E8 lattice, and you from up top, and you project it down into a 4-dimensional object that we can represent in 3 dimensions, and then have it turn and have its time dimension. So, but we see it in 2 dimensions on a screen. So that's all projecting down dimensions. So that's an E8 lattice. So along with the E8 lattice, the Shadrach lattice and the Shadrach lattice that I have in this world formed by the vibrations of these loading crystals, there is there's the same type of musical lattice used in the Wheel of Fifths over a scale, like musical scale. It's a lattice as well. So I was like, oh dang, I think I found out something accidentally. It was cool. Just the pattern started working together. So it was neat. Oh, what's up, Creator Outlet? How you doing, sir? Good to see you, man. Thanks for dropping by. Heck yeah. I'm just jabbering on about some of the back lore of the magic systems and what we're doing on this building out all this stuff. I saw the world, all the craziness going on. Yeah, glad you dropped by. So yeah, it was a little bit more stuff. Like I said, guys, I've been wanting to kind of talk about and go, yeah, here's some more of this lore stuff and ideas, some stuff for you all to do some research on if you were curious. There's also other, what was it called? Project Looking Glass. If you guys love conspiracy theories and stuff like that, Project Looking Glass and Project Monarch are some things that dabble into the type of subject matter that this magic system of backworld lore kind of runs off. Trust me, not all of it. I'm pulling from like 60 different directions of intrigue and found a nice, fantasy story to kind of epic to wrap it all together. So you ain't gonna predict anything, but they are neat subjects to dig into. But yeah. Oh, it's good. Good Joe. Yeah, I wonder if he's still in here. I think he's working right now, so he might be lurking. It's all good. But yeah, I remember telling him about a lot of these ideas uh, for my backlore stuff. It's like, dude, what the heck? How are you going to get that into one story? That's I can't. If I did, it would be confusing. If not, dollar store version of what's in my head. But man, getting the video game, kind of the first game, Beckon, like having an idea on how that script was actually going to materialize into something that wasn't what my original idea was. That was fun, but again, it allowed the characters to grow differently than I had anticipated, and I was kind of like, all right, yeah. That also led me down a creative way of going, okay, so this is how I'm going to be telling this story. It's been crazy, and I'm really hoping that that this first book, although to me it is, and I'm sure to a lot of you, it's going to be rather short, but it's just the part one of a larger epic prologue to start on this epic journey. Me and Joe were talking about heads earlier today too, so I was showing him the old character concept I got. Joe actually did like the first animatic that for BECKONED, and sorry, I'm going slow, guys. I was trying to get that line in there. Joe made an animatic based on a chapter that we had written for this prologue, which is going to be part of one of the books, prologue. So not the second one, but the third one. The third one closes out with the same story as that chapter. So that's like the last third of that book. But it's going to be crazy. But Joe did the first animatic, and it was awesome. So cool, so creative. I did change quite a lot based on a revision. Not his animatic. He did great, but the chapter itself, I went back, rewritten, did some improvements on it, and learned some lessons. So it's been fun kind of exploring all the different facets. So be able to get this prologue out and tell the story of this one Loden that ends up, being a part, this guy right here being a kind of a big part of stuff. And then these guys, I mean, they're all pretty important to the stories. So back to drawing. Sorry, guys. Ramble Fest. Okay, sorry. Professor Terhune showed me brush technique like this. Just kind of Michael J. Fox that hand a little bit, and you get these random patterns. For foliage, it's great. But yeah, for simplification sakes, I mean, it's been great. But to making foliage look real good, there's a couple tricks. If you're just working like pen and ink, or like just strictly with graphite, there's different stuff. I'm working in this medium, which I'm treating like it's inks. And I'm treating it. I don't know. Joe would be like, no, you're not. So what I like to do is think about the direction of color or the direction of light coming from things. And mostly with foliage, you'll get that shadow on the undercast of the canopy. So on the lower part of any shrubbery, go ahead and start getting some scribbled dark areas right on the underneath. Right now, give you your bottom dimension. It gets that light cast on the bottom of your foliage, your shrubbery. The next thing in the color stage is I put a highlight, kind of doing this the opposite of what these lines are doing here. As these occupy the bottom and their contrast is pretty extreme, my highlights will go on the top, basically mirroring, the same way. And then, oh, what's up, Hockey? Good to see you, sir. No, I'm not a day late. I'm me and Dwight started a new show called How's It Hanging, and so that's on Thursdays now. So we did it last night, but then we played too many copyrighted videos while we were laughing our butts off, and it got yanked. So no big deal. We just won't do that next time. But yeah, next Thursday at 8 p.m. we still do a show, and then I just decided to bring the draw stream back over to Fridays like it used to be. So here we are. Also trying to grow the channel. I'm getting past certain thresholds, so I'm starting to try to get up some more watch numbers, get more practice using all the social medias correctly. I only have a simple mind. Don't confuse me. No, I know. No, we got 2 shows now a week, Thursday and Friday. So at the same time, like of day. So yeah, that's what we've been doing a little bit. So that stream is basically we're just chilling. It ain't a draw stream like this. We're just kind of hanging. Dwight gets off work. I need to start devising some sort of like bullet pointed system, like some sort of order in the chaos, just so we can like know, okay, let's go this direction. Let's start talking about this. I don't know. Scripting for shows, but at the same time, it's like I want to start getting guests. That's a perfect time to get guys dropping in. Hockey, you have a open invitation if you ever want to on Thursday nights. Come hang out with me and Dwight at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then I know I talked to Chris Fisk about getting him on so we can talk about his tabletop RPG. He showed me a bunch of stuff, and that guy's UI design is great. That's what he does for a job. So, I mean, it looks great. Let's see this. Oh, good. Just poking at you. Oh, yeah. Just game. Yeah. No worries. Just gammon or gaming? Just gammon. I'll learn that one. Heck yeah. So yeah, just I'm working on this page, trying to get it in that spot where all I have to do is highlight it and we're finished. So I worked on the GAM. Okay. GAM. Gotcha. But yeah, I did the character illustrations a few weeks ago, or a few months ago, actually. So come back in, did all the Denethite and yesterday and today. So kind of coming in here and going into that far distance, just getting some quick little cartooning of stuff. But I've been jabbering too much, if I'll be real with you. All right, so back to here. All right, those are where my... Yeah. Got another arc here. But I hope everyone's been doing okay. And I hope y'all's preparations for your holidays are going good. I know everybody's out there possibly traveling. Y'all be safe. Roads are crazy. Oh no, Hockey, do y'all drive on the left or right side? They're in Australia. I don't. Oh yeah, that's right. Hit that like button like it touched your drum set. Hit that like button like it's your first day in prison and you have something to prove. Left side, right hand steering. Oh, dang. Yeah. Yeah. Fun. Yeah, I think I don't have dyslexia, but I think I would driving in that situation. Like, excuse me, pardon me. Stupid Americans. No. I had many freakouts. Nice. In driving oncoming traffic. It's funny, man. When Dan was driving, you right, because you were over here. Oh yeah, did you keep touching the dashboard like? Yeah, my mom does that. She's probably gonna hate the fact I said that publicly. I learned to drive with someone doing that at every turn. That's how I learned to drive. Someone always go, like, you're taking the oxygen out of the car. Chill out. She'd say I'd be driving crazy. As we all know, that's not true. It used to be. So yeah. What's all the detail for texture dimension? It's fun to make people square. I don't look in the trash and think it's all clear and realize it's all coming from the other direction. And then the dread sets in. That's funny. Well, I'm glad you made it and you're all right. I'm going to start implying some detail back here because, again, this is in the distance. Things are going to recede. Once I get color and lighting in, it's going to imply a lot more of the dimensionality. So what I'm going to kind of try to do here is kind of get my contrast balance to kind of create these shapes from afar. It's very impressionistic painting technique, especially in comics. I'm sure you guys are familiar, but with the same technique, it's just probably called implied detail, I believe is what it's called even here. But yeah, in painting, we call that impressionism. Monet, not so much Van Gogh, even though he is, but yeah, that type of stuff. You just kind of putting the right contrast being darks, leaving large segments of negative space for your lights, having those balance across where they're not overpowering, but they're implying a shape. Like these are all, you can see kind of scribbles, but as I come out, that might not even read in the print. So yeah, like I said, it implies a little bit of detail. When I get the lighting in it, that'll definitely do it, but it'll be behind the glinting of the gate. So to be honest, I just kind of made that realization. So I'm going to start just implying a bunch of detail. That way, when those effects are over top of it, everything kind of, if you wanted to peer close through it and see if I did draw it back there, I did. Or at least looks like it did. What am I saying? I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it. I would like to go to Australia one time, though. I do know how to throw a boomerang. That's my dog's favorite toy. Oh, dude, we used to live on the river, and 10 acres on the river out here in Florida, and that's when I got him when he was 1, and I had these big Billabong boomerangs. They're like the size of my arm. They don't return. They're like the hunting sticks. But they're made out of a polymer that takes impact and strike. So I was like throwing it at trees at full bore, and eventually I'd wear them out and they would explode. But Talon started, I got them to fetch, and so we had 10 acres to run around on for him. So I chucked those things as far as I could. He'd just pew, grab it back. He's started kind of affecting his teeth, I noticed, because he liked to hold on to him. He wouldn't let him go all day. Like I said, his favorite toy. So I had to take him away from him about 2 years ago. So don't tell him. Probably just hurt me though. But yeah, I'd like to go out there and check out how big your spiders are. I heard they're huge. Yeah, what is it? Wild dingoes. What do you have to worry about out there? And like, if I wanted to go like camping out there, that outback experience. Wouldn't want to go too far out in the wilderness because I don't want to die or get lost. Still be cool. See what the stars look like from over there. Killer kangaroos. Right? Blood-sucking koalas. I think the koalas got AIDS. I don't remember. Is that the joke? I heard that Australians are sick of hearing that joke. So I don't know if that's still a thing or not. It's probably not. All right, now see, here's one of my problems right here. The base of this pillar does not make sense to what I'm trying to do. So I've got to go back a previous page to what I'm looking at for reference. I'll show you guys what page it is when I find it. Nope, that's not it. I swear I'll find it. It's right here. So this is now the page I'm referencing. If you guys remember that from a while back, and now I'm referencing this. So that's how skinny the pillar is. That's all I needed to know. So it's a mirrored side of a. See, I'm on a slant. I shouldn't be on a slant. I know it. I'm not going to finish that sentence. Screw it. I know it bulges towards the bottom. Try to get that somewhat near perfect. It's at an angle, so I'm not trying to get those contours 1-to-1 because the center facing line is there. So everything's got to kind of coalesce to that shape. Right. There's a column back behind it, but yeah, we're back to getting these archways. Yeah, guys. Well, I said it was a draw stream, so that's what we're doing. We're just drawing, coloring, We're just doing all that shit. Let's see. Oh no, where'd my reference go? I turned off my reference. It's okay. I think I know what I'm doing. I just wanted to be sure. I just had it up. Oh, there it is. All right. Oh, what's up, Jeremy Burtz? Good to see you, sir. Hello, hello, hello. What is up? Good to see you, man. Dude, your Jeremy Burtz has his Grand Moff Tarkin from Star Wars, the original ones. I know they CG'd his face in the newer ones, but yeah, he did an awesome portrait of that Star Wars character. So guys, go check out his social medias, his YouTubes. Oh yeah, because he's got a whole, like, I think, didn't you do a time lapse of it? Oh, okay, yeah. Lurk. Thank you guys, appreciate you. I appreciate lurkers, man. Lurkers are cool. I lurk a lot too. My hands are busy. Drawing. So, I'm trying to get this angle right. Ugh. If it wasn't running all this extra stuff. All right, now back to. Oh, that's right. Deep select. Come back. Because of that curve, the lines making the corner of this beam aren't equidistant. They do converge towards this outer because of the slant of the perspective, which I didn't draw. I just kind of, I know it's there. Done enough of them. My anchor points for placement on the ends are within these columns. So you see these columns here. So that's how I'm kind of getting that measurement. And then, of course, as it arcs over, this contour and will, converge over or cross that one. But that all happens behind the pillar, so we don't have to draw it. But insinuating those angles with the beam's contours is the way we do that. It's what you know. And of course, the next beam, because it's receding further back, is skinnier. You still need to do that same taper. See, I got still too thick up there. It's okay to kind of haze out those lines too sometimes, because when you come in with your light and shade on your color, that line, that's just a corner beam. It's not an outside contour. It's just a corner. You'll see what I'm saying. Because let me just continue. I'll draw the whole beam here. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. I was about to say, wait a minute. I don't have to do the whole beam. The paneling's between it. I just didn't. I forgot it's not a flush. There is big beams. What you guys saying over there? Oh yeah. What's up? I'm back. Back in the New York room. Oh yeah. Short time lapse. Jeremy Burtz's time lapse. The link is in the chat, guys. Go check it out. Wicked stuff. All right. Still trying to anchor that right there. That line got a little dark on me. And again, I'm paying attention and doing all of this on something that when it's printed, let's see, when it fully zooms out, when it's printed, it's probably going to be the size a little bit. It's going to be smaller than a quarter, I think, or just right at, depending on what print size. But it's going to be your standard. So, yay! This is what madness looks like. So I get my beams anchored in there. And what I'll do here is I will go ahead and finish up the line art in this area before shutting down. Oh, and I was thinking, are you guys open for 2 hour draw streams, or is 1 hour easy enough to digest? I mean, you can really see if I sat here for another hour and dolled this area up, I'd probably have all the color flats, the shapes and stuff for the flats out in this all filled up, and I'd be working on the interior of this gate. Right now, I don't have anything there. I've just got the threshold, but I don't have a. I'm not saying for tonight. I'm saying like if we did 2 hour streams, is that something people would be down for? I don't know. I guess I'm just asking a question because I don't want to make the decision. So I'll figure it out. I know basically if I put a stream up, a lot of you guys pop in and say hey, so, and that's always awesome. So it's encouraging. That's why I'm asking. Artist edition. Yep. Maybe. Also trial. Yep. Yes, it's true. Trial with kids. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I mean, Jeremy Burtz, I don't know if you ever want to get on as a guest or anything, but yeah, hockey, you're more welcome. We're gonna try to get, like I said, Chris Fisk coming down. We've had Joe on before, but he's boring. No, it's fun. Really, the new channel is kind of, it's not a new channel, it's just a new show. It's the same channel, but Dwight gets to kind of get to know everyone a little bit easier. He's, me and him, we know each other. We're tired of talking to each other all the time. So, slight joke, Dwight. But yeah, you guys wanted to jump in, kind of liven up the place a bit, we'd be down. That's what he was saying too. It's fun talking to like Chris and a bunch of you guys. Cross-reference ideas. So again, I'm supposed to be implying details. So I know it's like, well, why are those so close together? Because I implied detail with line art, so almost an oxymoron. Being done by a moron. So find my perspective again. Right. And because it's in the far or in the distance, like I was saying, it's all gonna be really tiny and covered in fractals. So I'm kind of, again, giving the eyeball suggestions when it peers, if someone peers through to see what's behind the fractals, there will be these suggestions. Trust me, once that goes on there, it's probably not even, it'll be like, whoa, he really, he drew all that detail back there. It's a trick. It's a trick. But I guess that's what all art is. It's illusions. Who in the right mind is drawing every line unless you're drafting plans for a house, a building. Drafting is for planning. One of those lessons I never learned. I am planning for the future. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and grab that floor, get that in. There's a blue rug. I know, because I remember doing it. That base is really dark. I'm gonna merge these two. I got 2 layers here of that, so you got that and some of the detail. I'm just going to go ahead and pop those together. Makes it easier to handle. And I got to go into this bass. It's a little loud. Oh, come on. Let's go. Being a little slow with me. Okay. Tamp that down. All right. Let's get this. So, because that rug is in a particular perspective, it's really close to that pillar. The corners here. Comes out. What's funny is it's also far enough back that it doesn't come into frame, does it? On that page I'm using for reference. Give me a second. No, it doesn't. Nope. All right, cool. So those look real nasty and ugly, so I'm going to clean those up with my eraser. All right, I got a couple more things on the floor I want to do, and yeah, I think next week, guys, we'll try again with the new show to not get it pulled. I'll try to have some subject matter. Me and Dwight kind of like bounce back and forth. That way, we're not kind of just busting each other's balls over not saying anything. But it could be funny. I don't know if you guys find that funny, like the brotherly bickering. You know, it's never really serious. Yeah, we're just having a go. But it's like you know, I want to bring some value to the stream. That's kind of what these draw streams are. I'm trying to just kind of talk as I'm drawing, like I kind of did when I did caricature art at the zoo. That was fun. Learning the like you got a whole crowd of people behind you. You're drawing like their daughter or their son or something, and they give you the name and mishear the way that they spell it. So then you spell it the way you think you heard it. This guy the dad came up. He's like, "Man, this is awesome." I'm about to finish it up. Man, this is awesome, but you misspelled her name. And this stuff at that time, it's with marker. Like there's no kind of going back, no room for mistakes. So the way it was spelled and the way I staggered and layered the letters, I ended up like figuring out a neat way of doing an illusion that corrected it. And when I did it, everyone's like, "Whoa!" So I mean that it's a lot of fun experience if you get the chance to do that as an artist, is drawing in public like that. I used to do it in restaurants, not just with a sketchbook, but like a big wooden board with like the piece I was working on taped to it, and I'd go sit out on the back or on the front tables. So really tried to make like America feel like Paris a little bit, at least California. I did that in Kentucky at Applebee's, and people thought I was weird. Hey, I sold a lot of tattoo designs, I'll say that. I designed tattoos all day back then. Then that's what got me started into it. I was like, holy crap, everyone wants to tattoo designs, but the real money's actually doing the tattoo. So I studied in a shop with a few friends that heard I wanted to get into it, and that was a few good years, man. And now one of those old tattoo buddies comes down here to Florida and visits me every year. So him and his I think Wyatt's got to be like 5 or 6. No, he's got to be 7 now. So no, he's probably 6. That's right. He's probably 6 years old now. So yeah, he's got a little son, wife, and everything. They're cool. He used to be the piercer at the tattoo shop, but fun times. sounds a bit random, but like I've always tried to learn where to find my art, where it sets best. You know, what medium, what area in industry or how to make money is what I do. But then again, it's been hard for even me and my friends, and I kind of can do a lot of stuff. I have a passion, as you guys saw in the campaign, like making props, doing all kinds of different things. It's kind of hard for me to ever. I just love doing this. I love the fact that I can take an idea or someone's idea and like get it down in a way that, uh, you know, I've had the compliment many times. Man, that's exactly what I thought, or that beats what that's not only what I thought, but it's better than what I thought. You know, so those are some of those compliments that kind of make it all worth it. Is when you could pull that trick. And I may be over romanticizing it a bit, but that's my motivation, punks. So we'll be right back. We'll keep it right here. Keep going here. Now, I always delusional arrogance a little bit, but it's in total knowledge that I'm the one going to be fitting the bill if I fall short of it. I'm already falling short by being this late with the books, but I am not sorry for not rushing it. The way it's coming out, I'm so excited for it, and I really hope you guys are too. I mean, this is my first book, and when I got into here, a lot of fans said for the price that the books are on Indiegogo, the way the crowdfunding was back then, a couple of years ago, was they're paying for top quality books. And I know maybe a lot of that discussion is around the writing, but it's also about like print quality. It's book binding. Do they fall apart? It's just a whole array of tiny things that reflect not only your knowledge as a creator behind what you're making, but it's a way of making your product enjoyable to the people that really do enjoy it. So I've been taking notes, making my plans to adhere to all the little things that I've heard from people for as much as I can, account for with my project. So I just can't wait to get it out there. I can't wait for Crazy Mad to get his Loden Shard. A few people have seen it. They've held it. Bancroft got to hold it. Reenie held it. I think Maroney did. We all met everyone over in Tampa during that last trip that they took. Me and Joe went down there. It was fun. All right, so now that I've got that, I do think my floor is still a little on the, and it's on the light side, and it's okay because that's kind of where light always hits. So it's kind of just a point of preference if you want that your line art to be darker. What did I just do? Darker on the floors or not. Again, it's something that I kind of like letting the color handle. But for as far back as that is in the composition, I want to make sure I at least got them. So yeah, you can see that back there now. Yay! See how cool it is? So once I get the layers set up, or the highlights on the denethite, and start getting the back shapes for the denethite set up, and again, I'll show you. I just clicked into one. It all breaks down into these segment layers. So I'll go back in after highlighting and make sure the distance, color, fog, ambient distance, however it's called, and get my floors in. But yeah, guys, that's what's going on this one. I should have this page done, if not tonight, by tomorrow. Or maybe the next morning, because I want to make sure that this page is read well. I've got got some stuff going. You guys see this big black smush right here. There's a reason for that. But yeah, that's the show for tonight, guys. Appreciate you all showing up. Like I said, I might do I'm supposed to be engaging these social medias properly, so I'll make a YouTube post, a poll, a question. So if you guys are subscribed, you should see that across your feed when I post it. It'll just ask you guys, do you want a 2-hour draw stream? Would you be willing to chill? I know a lot of guys are working during draw streams. I mean, I know I do. I was with Shanthan. I was on Shant's last night after the Bancroft show, and that was after we got pulled. So anyway, yeah, I'll just ask and see if anyone likes it or not, but trying to engage these things the proper way. I've been a little accidentally reclused, or at least like not working with the algorithm properly, but I didn't know that. But anyway, guys, thank you all so much for showing up and chilling out a little bit more. Like I said, this is the updates for the book. Like I said, have always been in or has been the past couple months, two want to get this right, 2-month intervals. So we're coming up on the second month of this update. So like I said, trying to get this one. I'm back in crunch time because I actually gained 2 weeks speed. So when I crunched that in a 2-month time, that just gained me 2 extra weeks of kind of dealing with life a little bit more, having a little bit more time to screw some stuff up and to go back into the book and do those adjustments that I was telling you guys about for continuity's sake, making sure the faces are looking good and those little added details in the background that I was talking about. So that recoup stage is over from the last drill. So I'm going right back into, I'm not going to be doing 16-hour days. I'm going to just, consistently hold on a 12-hour day system. And right now I'm flirting with that. I think I'm pushing about 13 right now, but I'm loving working on it and getting it close to being finished. So I hope you guys are enjoying it at least. And if you have any questions about what I'm doing anytime during the streams, just ask me. I have Noah hit me up for art suggestions and art help. I got Joe that hits me up. I hit Joe up all the time too. So that's part of, what I like doing is helping talk through art problems, figure out certain solutions to things. So it's something where I think my talents are best served, if not to making the image, at least helping people figure out how to make theirs. So if anyone has any questions at all, just hit me up. No big deal. Or if anyone has exercises they'd like to see me do, I can kind of come up with my own. I remember a lot of the lessons that and how I was taught exercise wise. The biggest thing that I could think a lot of us need to that I see not enough people talk about is learning how to draw and trust your eyeball, so that it's not about the drawing itself. It's about learning how to move your eye across the subject matter and having your hand do it. In comic books, I know, well, what subject matter? We're not usually utilizing, photographs or anything, but using your mind's eye. And if you have enough practice doing that stuff, you're building that visual library. So when you're doing a comic or you're not using a reference, you've kind of done it enough times. You're like, oh yeah, I remember this. It's here. This happens this way. Light hits it this way. So just certain type of practice, stuff. I don't know. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. Again, might let engagement. I'll put up polls and whatever. Anyway, guys, that's long-winded. Love you. Y'all have a good, safe weekend. We'll be back in on Thursday. So yeah, be safe. And I think I just said that we'll see you in other streams, chats. All right, later. I got to put up the brand. It says brand, but all right, trailer later. Bye.